Hi, this is Vicki with VJ Designs. Thank you for coming back to my channel. I've been gone for probably a week and a half. I made a road trip, and then as soon as I got back, I was very busy. So this is the first chance I've had to do a video. What I would like to do, something that I had mentioned early in my videos, when I did the segment on recycling greeting cards, that when Christmas was approaching, I wanted to do recycling Christmas cards. So we'll see how far we get. I picked out several of cards that most of these are cards people have given me that weren't mine, because they knew I was doing this kind of thing, because I teach a class too in the community center once in a while on cards, and I've been wanting to do this there too, and I think I'm going to in a couple weeks or so. But anyway, these are cards I've chosen to redo into different cards. So let's just dive in. Let's start with this one. No particular reason, I'm just grabbing it. I did try to prepare some things as much as possible, like my card bases and things like that, so there wouldn't be a lot of cutting and stamping and that kind of stuff. So let's start with this card base. I'm going to make this 5x7. Most of these cards are pretty large, so a lot of these will be 5x7. Actually, I could do this, and we'll just do 5x7. I chose this as the mat. So I think that will be pretty under there. I think I need to make it a teeny bit smaller. And sorry, I was trying to avoid doing some cutting. Because I would like to see the white also. Let's just glue that down, because I know that's the color that I want to do here. How have you guys been? I've been missing you. I have been watching videos. I've been watching a lot of videos since I've been back. And just trying to rest up. And I had a fall mall this last weekend in our community center, which is where I also teach the classes and stuff. But I did pretty good there. I sold a few journals and a bunch of cards, and it was fun. You never know how it's going to go. Last year I tried it, and I made enough to pay for my table. So this year I did way better. So I'm very pleased about that. And I'm just not doing it to make the money, but I mean, it's nice. It helps replenish some of my supplies, and I feel like when I sell journals, then I feel like I can make more, because otherwise they just pile up here. So this card, you just have to kind of decide where you want to cut it down, and I think I need my other cutter for this, because these are larger cards. So this is 5x7. This will fit I don't have to cut a whole lot off here. So let's just cut. We'll start with an eighth, like an eighth of an inch on both sides. And we can cut some of this off of the bottom, a 1/4 inch. So let's see how this looks. Well, that's actually pretty good. I like that. And this already has the sentiment on here, and I'm going to leave it. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. So that's cute. So let's just go ahead and glue that on. It's probably not a whole lot we need to do to this card. We could add some stickles. I'm going to add some stickles on some of these cards, like on the snow. Maybe some gems. This card is really sweet. I love it. Let's see. I had my stickles up here. There it is. Let's just do that. You don't have to go crazy with it. I don't know if you've ever used stickles. It's this. This is Stardust. And it really gives a pretty shine, sparkle. It does have to dry, and I have to set it away from me because I invariably will stick my hand in it or something. So, yeah. So you do have to give it, and I usually just let it dry overnight. I don't know if you could see the sparkle. But yeah, it adds a little dimension and some sparkle on there. So that card is basically done. Very easy. It's another beautiful card that you can pass on to somebody else. Okay, so I'm going to set that up here so it will dry. Okay, and let's do another one. What did I do with those? I don't think these are the cards that I was going to work. Oh, here they are. Okay. All right. Let's see this one. This is pretty. This has got birds on it too. Now, a lot of these cards will have scenes on them, and you're like, okay, I don't want to cut anything out. But sometimes you just need to. So you just kind of have to figure out, you know, first of all, how big you want it. This would fit on a 5x7. I could do that. But I always like to put a mat under it, which means I have to cut off some of it. So So let's just, you know, that gold would look pretty under there too. But I think I'm going to use red. So let's do 1/4 inch on both, all the way around. Let's see how that goes. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week, wonderful weekend. It was really nice when we went to Boise area. My friend had relatives there that she wanted to visit, and they only live about 10 minutes from my sister, which is who I went to visit. And so I am cutting off the top of that steeple, but you know, I can live with that. So I did have some mats cut out, but I don't think I did. I did a red one. Yay. I tried to think of all the different colors of mats that I might want to use. So let's get this on here first. Oh, I made it just a little bit too big. Yeah, that's pretty. I like that. It really sets off the birds and the other red that is in the card. So let's do that. And we'll decide what we want to do. So when we were taking our trip, we went down through West Yellowstone. I live in Montana, and we went down through West Yellowstone, part of it, to get down to Highway 15, 84 and 15 to go down through Idaho Falls and eventually down to Boise. And it was beautiful weather. I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better day. The weather was great, going and coming. I mean, I was so happy. Because this time of year, you just never know what it's going to do around here. And, yeah. So, anyway, we had a great trip. Sorry, I had to close the door. So yeah, and now my friend, in the morning, she and her husband are leaving to go to Arizona for the winter. I'm very sad. But anyway, I probably will be going down to Arizona in January or February to see my son for a couple weeks, get out of the cold. Okay, so there's that card. It turned out so cute. I love it. It's just amazing how much little bit of color behind. And it just changed it into a whole new card. This one doesn't have a sentiment on the front. And let's see. I made a few here ahead of time. Could just put this on here on the front, but I want to Let's see, do I want to put red? Yeah. Need some red. Border around it. So we'll see if I did it big enough. Barely. Okay, well that'll work. Don't need a lot, you just need a little bit. Border to set it off. This year has flown by. I cannot believe it. And today, this is Sunday when I'm recording this. Probably won't go up till tomorrow, but we had, had to set our clocks back, unless you're in Arizona. I hate that this time of year because it always messes me up. I still woke up at 5 o'clock. Okay, I really like that. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on that. And we will be done with this card. So cute. So it's a good thing that our clocks, our phones set back automatically, because I usually don't set an alarm unless I have to get up at a certain time, just in case I happen to sleep. But my cat never lets me sleep, so I don't need an alarm clock usually. Okay, there's that card. So cute. I love it. Okay, there's another card. All right, let us do another one. Okay, now this one has a sentiment on it, and I might go ahead and leave that on there. In order for it to be balanced, I'm going to need to cut off a little bit off the bottom, maybe a little bit off the top. Okay, and what are we going to use for that base or mat? Gold would be pretty, but I don't have a piece of gold that big. I kind of hate to waste it for a mat, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking red again. I'm liking the red. So let me get my other cutter. This is 5x7, so we need like, let's do it this way. It's like 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. Mat should work okay. Yeah, barely gives a white border. And then there's that what we could do is I have some gold washi tape that might look kind of neat. To put just like some pieces around the mat before we actually glue it down. So like if we go here, and here, we'll do the same on the other side. Are you guys excited for Christmas? I'm not. I usually can't do anything about Christmas until Thanksgiving or so. But I want to make this somewhat even across from the other side. But I'm kind of getting into it. You know, I had to do a couple I didn't have to. I did a couple Christmas Advent flip-flop journals for two of my good friends. One of them, which just went to Arizona, one I was telling you about. So she would have an Advent to open every day, and I filled it full of goodies. And it was, I'm doing this sideways, but this is how tall it ended up being. Because by the time I got it filled with all the goodies, it just kept expanding. So it's pretty funny, but it is fun. It turned out really cute. And mostly I was able to fill it with stuff that I have here, and not buy. There was maybe 2 things that I bought special to put in it, and the rest of the stuff I just took from my stash, and it helped me de-stash and gave her some things that she probably doesn't have. And so it was a lot of fun. And I did the same thing for my other friend. She will be getting that one. I will have to mail. It's probably going to cost me something. But I'll probably see if I can, whoops, shoot. Oh well. Send it. I can send it as a book, which it is a book. I could send it book rate, and then it would be cheaper. So there, I think that just really sets that off. It's just enough sparkle there to set this off. And we will have another pretty card. Hopefully I'm getting it straight. So there's that card. So pretty. I love it. And then I will come back later and put sentiments on the inside, or I could just leave them, you know, blank and write in there, put a picture or something. Anyway, I love how that one turned out. So cute. Okay, that's card number 3. We've done this in less than a half an hour. Okay, this one is going to be a challenge because you look at this And you think, man, there is nothing I want to cut off of here. But you know what? We're going to, and we're going to make an A2 card out of it. So this is the main part that I want in it. You have the little bridge. You've got the buildings in the background. You've got the horse carriage. You have these people here. You have part of this tree and the church in the background. And that makes a really good scene right there. So that's what we're going to do. Did I say 4x6? I meant 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I need to mark this one where I want to cut it, actually. So I want to go 5 by 4. So I want to go 4 across. Sorry, I know I'm off camera, but my little ruler is down here on my mat. I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll go from here. Actually, it needs to be a little smaller than that, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go 3 1/2. Okay, here goes nothing. Now I can't see my mark. There it is. Don't look. Okay, and here's the other mark. Okay, there. So we have most of it on there. So this piece is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. So that'll be cute. Okay, so we can do this. So I can't use that piece. Here it is. I am going to use this silver, I think. For my mat. And it's going to be very thin mat because I don't want to waste that whole piece by cutting it the other direction. You know what I mean? So we will do it this way. And then we'll have a nice little frame around it. And look, that makes a very pretty card. Look how pretty that is. I don't know if all those sparkles show up on there, but it is pretty. So I'm going to glue this onto the silver mat. And this has a little dimension texture to it because of the silver glitter they have on here. So it only makes sense to have that silver background. So hopefully we can get this on fairly straight, centered. There we go. Now, I got a little goop on that card, but you know what? It's okay because it's one of those, like a slick type card, and you just take your wipe and wipe it off. And it works just great. No more glue. So there you go. Another card. And I didn't get this corner up here very well. It doesn't want to stick to this silver paper very well, so you got to glue it pretty good, but just give it a minute to stick. And I went and smeared the glue again. I had some on my fingers. Okay. Nice. Okay. Very cute card. And you know, this is kind of like half cheating because you're not. And of course, I'm going to go back and put a white mat on the inside so you can write on it. That's what I do with all the cards that are darker like that. So that is card number 4. Okay. This card, is this the one? I think I just used the mat I was going to use behind here. So that's not going to work. And I don't have any more silver, I don't think. So I'll have to figure that one out later. Well, so here's one. It looks like your cards, when you run them through like those machines, you know, that make them raise up. Can't think of the word right now. Anyway, this is a pretty card. It needs to be trimmed slightly. You can't trim this one a lot because the words go right up to the edge. So I'm thinking, sorry about the glare. I know on these kind of cards, you get glare. And I think I'm just going to do that. Put this red behind it. It should be 7 inches. If I cut them right, there we go. So we'll put that down the middle. Put this on top. And we have a new card. So I probably won't do another video doing this unless you want me to, but I think you get the idea. You know, instead of throwing those cards away, even cards that people have made and given you, you can repurpose them and make them into a new card. Okay, so we'll get this down. So I'm getting a lot of my Christmas cards I'm going to be giving out done by doing this too. So there you go. There's a whole nother card. Now you could, if you wanted to, put some more bling on here. Like I've got these little, from Uniquely Creative, little embellishments. Could put some of these on. You could put a ribbon, a real ribbon on one of these, or up here, or whatever. I'll have to think about it. But there's the basic card done. And so fun. That is card number 5. If I am getting that straight. This card here is really cute. I was having a hard time. I think what I would need to do is cut part of this house off here. But this will be a hard one to cut down. I mean, again, I would have to cut off a tiny bit on the bottom, part of this tree. I think this is a house here behind this church. Oh, you know, let's just go for it. It's just paper and glue, right? Paper and glue. It's not the end of the world. I don't want to cut off this little scene right here with the horse and the carriage. We'll get part of the tree. And let's go right here. Okay, so I need to cut off part of the top. Part of that steeple, that's okay. You know what, I'm thinking the red again might look really pretty on here. To bring that red out. So I need to cut some more red. I will cut a mat. Four by 5 1/4. That's for A2 size. This is an interesting card because it has, you probably can't pick it up on here. It has kind of a linen look to it. There's a little bit of texture on it, but it's barely detectable. And then there's this sparkly stuff down here in the snow, so I don't even have to add that. And then put that on there like that. Very cute. I like it. Let's do it. And I think we'll call that good. It's been over 40 minutes. I think we made some pretty cute cards. Recycling cards that would have otherwise been thrown away. And I love doing that. So make sure I'm opening it up on the right side. Yep. I've been known to do that before a couple times. Yeah, you can hear that texture in the card. Anyway, this has been fun. I hope you guys enjoy this, and maybe it'll inspire you to take some of those old cards that you've received or keep some of the ones you get. I know people aren't sending cards like they used to, which is kind of sad. I still send out cards every year. I love to get cards in the mail, and I think other people do too, but so many people are using the digital thing this year, or sending their picture, which is awesome. I love getting people's family pictures or whatever, but you know, good old-fashioned card, can't beat it. So there's one. Two. Get my cutter out of the way. 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is the one that has stickles on it and it's still wet, so I gotta be careful. I'm gonna let that sit and dry. So we got 6 cards made, you know, in less than 45 minutes. So much fun. All right, thank you guys so much for stopping, and please press that like button and leave me a comment, please. And we'll see you next time. Have a great night. Bye.